Hello, hello, yogis, and welcome to our Friday yin practice. It's wonderful to have you here for today's practice. We are focusing on opening up, exploring, and feeling into the hips. It's wonderful to have you here. My name is Jill Entiknap. I am the lead trainer and founder of Yogi Institute, an online yoga school and studio. For today's practice, I highly recommend that you have a couple blocks available to you. We'll utilize our blocks. And another focus for today's practice is going to be centering the mind. So let's start at an easy seat, closing down the eyes and allow the hands to rest onto the knees. Get nice and tall through the crown of the head. Close down your eyes and start to become aware of your breath. Feel into the inhale, expanding, and the exhale, releasing. Allow yourself to sink and center into your space, into this moment, and allow the breath to anchor you into the present moment. Start to become aware of your breath. Use the breath as a tool to anchor you into the here and now. The breath is our most useful tool to center us, to ground us, to anchor us, and to presence us. Start to feel the inhale expand as you draw the crown of the head up and the tailbone down, and feel the body sink and settle into your space. And inhale, feel the body expand. And exhale, feel the body release. Tap and tune into this natural rise and fall within the body. Let the mind linger and focus on the breath. Start to notice and become aware of any sensations that you feel in the body. Looking for the more subtle sensations, let's focus our awareness in on our hips and just notice if there's any way that you can release into your hips in this moment. Slowing down the body, slowing down the mind, and observe the breath. It's said that our hips can hold emotion. And so as we focus on the hips and open up through the hips, we may feel emotions come to the surface of our awareness. And that's just as much important or a part of our practice as the physical postures themselves. Let this awareness draw you in, feel into this awareness. And let's bring the soles of the feet together, the knees wide, grabbing your blocks and placing them underneath your knees. You can wrap the hands around the feet and stay nice and tall through the spine. Maybe as you wrap the hands around the feet, you even slightly lean back and feel into that little bit of more pressure through the sit bones. Now see if you can allow the knees to settle into the blocks even just a little bit more. Know that the blocks can be on any height setting that feels right and good for you in your body. In our yin practice, we really slow down. If, as you're here, you start to feel that you can remove the blocks from beneath the knees, feel free to do that, or keep the blocks exactly where they are. Setting the intention, the awareness into the hips. Keeping the left knee on the block, let's draw the right knee in and plant that right foot on the floor and draw the knee into the chest and the chest toward the knee. Give it a little squeeze and then let the left knee sink into the block. See if you can feel into that little bit of compression through the right hip. We'll pause and hold here. Drawing the chest into the knee into the chest. See if you can allow that left knee to really release and let go. Let's take 3 more breaths here. And let's let the right knee come out and plant that left foot on the floor. Draw the knee in, chest to the knee to the chest, stay extended, and let the right knee fall and sink and melt into the block. See if you can feel into any compression in the left side. Challenge yourself to continue to stay tall through the spine. Let your awareness sink into the right hip and allow it to relax. Let's take 3 more breaths here. And let that knee come back out. Once again, let's wrap the hands around the feet, even out the feet, get nice and tall, ground down into the sit bones, and then see if you can allow the hips to fall out a little bit more, releasing through the hips, staying tall through the spine. And inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, let the right hand come down and the left hand reach. Lifting your gaze toward the ceiling and reaching with that left hand. Let that left knee fall into the block. Deep breaths. As we're here, really feel into the breath, into that left hip. And with each exhale, see if you can allow the left knee to continue to sink into the block. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. Lengthen. Bring that torso back through center. Let's plant the left hand down and we'll switch to the other side. Lengthen out, lift your gaze toward the ceiling, helping to draw that right shoulder back, keeping the shoulders square. And let the right knee sink into the block as you lengthen and create space through the side body. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. And bring that hand through center, keeping the knees on the blocks. Plant the hands behind you. Bring the chest forward. Draw the shoulder blades toward one another. Continue to press the knees into the block as you tilt the chin up toward the ceiling, opening up through the whole front line. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Torso comes through center. Bring the hands onto the knees. And we're going to inhale, bring the chest forward, and exhale, round the spine back. Inhale, bring the chest forward, and exhale, round the spine back. Nice and gentle. Inhale, bring the chest forward, and exhale, round the spine back. Cat-cow from this butterfly position. Inhale forward and exhale round. Inhale forward and exhale round. Come back through center. Let's use the hands to guide the knees together. Remove your blocks, place them off to the side. And let's extend those legs out long. As you extend them out long, take a moment and pedal out the knees. Pedal out the knees. And let's take a deep breath in as we lengthen and exhale. Slide the hands forward, coming into a forward fold. So you're coming to a point where you feel stretch and length and sensation, and allow yourself to pause and breathe and be. Centering the mind, really slowing down the body. Maybe over time, the body allows for more forward movement. Breathe into the length, the back line of the legs. Allow the mind to still and center on the breath. Let the torso come back through center. And let's take our right foot. Once again, bend into that knee, left leg stays extended, and let's lift that right foot up and place it on the outside of the left knee, and we'll twist toward that right leg. Take your right hand, plant it behind you, draw the right shoulder back, gaze back, deep breaths. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. Come back through center. Take that right leg, bring it across the front line of the body, and we're going to bring the hands onto the knee as we inhale, lift, and exhale, lean forward. Put some pressure onto that knee. Coming as far forward as your body will allow so that you can feel into length. See if you can keep the spine nice and straight. As we hold these postures and we breathe into them, we allow for the body to create space within itself. So quite often we feel some release into the pose. And this kind of compression, this kind of pressure, space, time is great for our connective tissue. That is the focus of our yin practice, is the connective tissue. Observe, breathe, center the mind. Let's bring the torso back through center. Plant your hands beside you. Take that right leg and just kind of gas pedal it forward. And let it come long, and we'll switch it out. Take that left foot, bend into the knee, take that leg across the front line to the outside edge of the opposite foot. Then we're going to take that left hand, bring it behind us, and twist. Draw the shoulder back, gaze back. Come back to your breath. Deep breaths into the belly. Let the mind center in on the breath. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. Always observing if sensation starts to change or shift in a pose. And bring that body back through center. Take that left leg, bring it across the right. Place the hands onto the knee, and then inhale as you lift, and exhale as with a straight back, you come to shift forward. Putting a little bit of pressure on the knee. Come back to your breath. Center the mind on the breath. Feel into the sensations. This breath, this awareness is such a gift to your body. And centering and slowing the mind is such a gift to the mind. Let's take 3 more deep breaths here. Let your torso come back through center. Take that left leg. Let's pedal it out. Pedal out that leg like a gas pedal. Pedal it out. Let it extend. Grab one of your blocks and bend your feet onto the floor. Let's just take a moment, plant the hands behind us, and shift the knees from side to side. Bringing the knees through center, let's shift the hips toward the heels and come down onto the back. Have that block handy. We're going to come into a supported bridge pose. Feet are hip width distance apart. Lift the hips and place the block right underneath the hips. Tuck the chin to the chest, chest to the chin. Let's bring the hands onto the hips. Spread the fingers wide and just open up the palms to the hips. Come back to your breath here. Focus and center the mind on the breath. Feel the inhale expand and the exhale release. And then let's heel toe the feet wide, bringing the knees to connect and continue to breathe deep. Notice if this changes the tilt in the hips. See if you can release the shoulders a little bit more into the floor, letting the upper body fully relax. Letting the torso fully relax. Heel toe the feet back to hip width distance. And let's take another moment to shift the knees from side to side. Come through center, lift the hips up, engage through the glutes, slide that block out from underneath you, off to the side, slow and controlled. Use the core as you lower down one vertebrae at a time. Let the low back connect. Let's draw the knees into the chest, wrap the hands around the knees, gently rock from side to side. Feel that massage into the low back. Let's wrap the hands around the right leg, send the left leg high. Take a moment, roll out your ankle. Bend into the knees, wrap the hands around the knees, draw them in, send the right leg high, roll out the ankle. Bring both knees back in, plant them back on the floor. Take a moment, 2 deep breaths, maybe bringing the hands onto the hips. See if you can breathe into the belly. And then let's send those legs out long and come into our final resting pose. Closing down your eyes. You can bring your hands onto your hips and just allow them to rest there. Let the shoulders rest into the floor. Take a couple intentional, mindful, deep breaths here. Let the mind center, slow, and focus. When the mind wanders, draw it back to the breath. Give it this gift of focus and presence. Let's take the arms, send them up overhead. Take a deep breath in. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Take a moment to draw the knees into the chest. Hands to the knees. Do some circles with the hips, bringing them apart and together, apart and together. Change direction, together and apart, together and apart, together and apart. Grab the backs of your legs as you rock yourself up. And let's complete today's practice in a seated position. Press your palms together as you tuck your chin to your chest. Taking a moment to acknowledge yourself for creating the time and the space to be here. Creating the time and the space to center the mind, to slow the body, and to explore the hips. Take a moment to acknowledge how you feel. Maybe do a 2-word check-in here in this moment. Maybe you feel calm, centered, present. And know that you can use this practice at any time to cultivate these emotions. We can use our practice to benefit our emotional well-being as well as our mental and our physical. Thank you for being here this morning, for allowing me to share this practice with you. It is always my honor. The light, the love, the wisdom in me sees, honors, reflects, and encourages the light, the love, the wisdom in you. Namaste. If you enjoyed this class, favorite it, like it, subscribe, share. Know that you can come back to it anytime. I hope to see you again on your mat soon. And until then, may your light be your guide.